The community day in the BKT URC. Benetton need to reproduce their European form in the BKT URC. Not won a game since they did the double at Zebra in December. But on the plus side, they have a great record against the Dragons, especially here at Rodney Parade. Not lost since 2017. Umanga gets us underway. Crucial to start well. Seb Davis collects. Got to talk about that game out in Treviso in the Challenge Cup. 74-21, a drubbing for the Dragons. Are they looking to respond, Ashton? Can they respond?
Yeah.
Well, they won't get a chance to respond if Ratavi's going to squeeze over early, and he does. There you go. The Dragons wanted to respond to what happened in Treviso, but it's almost an action replay. One try for that man in Treviso, now he's got one on the board here at Rodney Parade. The worst possible start for the Dragons.
So we can see there, we can look at the spacings just outside Christian Coleman. I think there's a big gap, a big couple of gaps.
Shot clocks there.
No one's quite sure from the Dragons' perspective what sort of defensive system they're on. And his slick hands, confidence from Treviso. Ratavi is going to back himself all day from there.
Well. Whatever was said pre-match in the Dragons' changing room has potentially just gone out of the window. Umanga hitting the upright. But Benetton will be very happy, especially at a packed Rodney Parade, Ashton. They've silenced the crowd within 2 minutes.
Yeah, very early days. They'll be absolutely delighted with that start. It's important now that the Dragons don't lose sight of what they come out and intended to do in the first phase, the first 20 minutes of this game. There would have been a plan. It's important that they stick to that now and don't get put.
Composure needed now. Woodman picks and goes. Seb Davis, Minto on his shoulder.
No hands!
Douglas crashing over. That's the response that the Dragons wanted. I think he had Chris Coleman on his shoulder as well.
Backs, between the backs and the forwards, and then getting your big men on the ball where it matters. Great latch from Christian Coleman.
Angus O'Brien needs 13 to hit 500 for the Dragons. Make that 11. And again, they look to play their way out.
Use it!
Oh, sneaky from Ratavi. Looks to go on the outside of O'Brien and does so. Minto gives chase. A little skip. I'm sure he's smiling as he swallow dives over Onisi Ratavi. A second score, a second gem for Benetton.
Outstanding individual effort from Ratavi there. Just switching off in and around that ruck. Not looking after the blind side, and he's going to pick that up all day. You can see his head up looking. An Iron Owen ball watching.
In line with the ball or behind it. Yeah, I have in my opinion, live, they're in line with us and not clearly in front. Yes.
Yeah, there's the question from Angus O'Brien. Where were his feet?
No,
when he picked the ball up, was he a part of the ruck? Watch this dive.
So both feet are in line. I've nothing clear to show a foot in front of the ball hit you, yeah?
Benetton are going to go after this with all they've got.
Set! Steady, no ball!
Steady for Rodri Williams, and no surprise that he puts it into the stand. Started quickly, did Benetton, thanks to that man, Onisi Ratavi. Scored in under 2 minutes. The Dragons responded to a try by Levi Douglas, but Ratavi pinched another one. Blockbuster stuff for the Benetton Rugby winger. The kids are streaming on to Rodney Parade for more half-time entertainment. But it's been a tough 40 minutes for the Dragons. They've weathered the storm with 13. into the second half at Rodney Parade.
Okay, so to have a decision from the bunker. The yellow card's been upgraded to a 20-minute red card for a high danger, landing on the lower limb.
That's been upgraded to a 20-minute red. Well, the Dragons are going to be down to 13 for a little bit longer than was first anticipated. A lot of airtime, bit too much distance on that one. Lovely offload from Gallagher. Uren, lovely ball to Fekitoa. Ratavi on a hat-trick. Takes two to get him down, the offload. And here's Umanga looking for Uren. Still a live ball. It cuts it up for Matt Gallagher. It does. There's his third try for Benetton Rugby. Play to the whistle.
Doesn't touch anyone.
Not gone forward, doesn't touch anybody. And Matt Gallagher, the Benetton fullback, was the first to react. Oh, I'm not sure what's gone on at the Dragons line-out. That one, perfect for Benetton to play off. Not for the first time, Madogu lets the ball slip through his fingers. And Nairin Owen over the ball again. Great work by the midfield clue on the Dragons.
Shot, please. Shot, please. Yeah, points.
Okay, shot a call.
And they could be the big moments in these games.
There's an Nairin Owen again. Super over the ball.
So close the gap a little bit and then reset. And Angus O'Brien's hunting for that 500.
He is indeed. He needed 11, now he needs 8 to get to 500. The clock is red. No penalty means the game is over. But the Dragons are pouring forward. Kai Evans, Rodri Williams, Barry Langton, Crayer! Just short of the line. Inches short, millimetres short. They pick and go again. It's a penalty advantage. The try is there. Fine Anisi squeezes over. Within extra time, the Dragons will have the conversion for the win at Rodney Parade. What a finish. What a game.
Outstanding how he managed to sneak in there. But that ball retention, that accuracy, some great carries from the pack. Really, really good determination from the Dragons to keep themselves up here. Started with the decision to kick it to the corner and pin.
And what a pickup as well it was from Inisi. What positioning from referee Owen Cross. Perfect from the referee. Drifts inside the post from captain Angus O'Brien, but what a finish. It finishes all square, and maybe that's a fair result. Benetton started on fire, the Dragons found a way back. They lost 2 to the bin. Benetton controlled things at 15-7, but the Dragons just worked their way back in. BKT URC player of the match, Aston Hewitt.
I named a couple of good players, and Nisi actually stood out there. It almost sweet to him, you know, with that finish. I think he's been key through everything the Dragons have done. But I'm going to have to stick with the decision that I made earlier, and that's Anisi Ratave for man of the match for me. You know, from minute one, the scores that he had for Benetton, some of his defensive efforts as well. I just think he was the live wire, and he was the difference for Benetton tonight.
Absolutely agree with that. A wrecking ball of a Fijian winger. But what a game. What a finish at Rodney Parade. It looked, with 2 in the bin, 15-7 down. The Dragons were out of it, but they managed to find their way back. A penalty, a crucial penalty taken by Angus O'Brien. And then that last second try by Fine Anisi brought the Dragons level. Not the first time they've had a draw at Rodney Parade. It happened in 2022, and it's happened again in 2026. Dragons 15, Benetton 15, honours even.